Hi everyone, how you doing? Jason here, CEO of FastBots. Hi Satish, Peter, Jennifer, how you doing? And who else have we got on here? Dennis, Neo, Ruth, Jill, Danica, Lee, Dimitri, Roberts, loads of people coming through now. So thanks for joining me at this kind of holiday season time of the year. This is the last webinar that we'll be doing for 2025. Lots more to come in 2026. And it's really about that I want to talk to you now about how we can increase the amount of leads that you get in 2026. It's super important, obviously, as a business, to get as many leads as humanly possible. And FastBots is doing a really good job of helping lots of people around the world do that. So first of all, let's switch screens and let me take you to an actual website right now that we can talk about. If we get this window just here, there we go. So I just found this website just now, and this is, I mean, one of millions probably that don't have a chatbot at all at the moment. And, you know, it's a really nice looking site, actually. I don't know the business or anything. I've literally just Googled flowers, you know, in Bournemouth, which is one of my hometowns. And yeah, I mean, it's got loads of great information around it and everything. They do have a phone number, which is great. But are they going to answer that at 11 o'clock at night? Probably not. So when someone's got a question at that time and, you know, they want to find out more, they would have to go to this contact us form at the moment. In fact, I don't even know if they've got a form. They've just got an email and a phone number. Now, that is a real problem. That's a barrier. That's a barrier right there, an obstacle that someone who is looking for an immediate answer to their question will not be able to get. And the likelihood is they'll just go to the next place. Or they'll have a look around the website, but then they won't be able to find the answer, or they can't be bothered to surf the website to find the answer. This is the big problem that chatbots solve. But what else they do is also get the customer's details if you set them to do that. And it's no issue. It's not like a massive form they have to fill out and describe everything. Obviously, you're having a natural conversation with the chatbot, so it's very, very easy and natural to get the information from the customer that you can then use to continue the conversation and not lose the sale. And I think that's the key here. So out of everybody we've got online at the moment just now, let me just quickly whack this poll up. How many of you guys actually have a FastBots account right now at the moment? Let me know in the chat there. You should be able to press a button and just pick me, or yes, I do, or no, I don't. So that should just come through to you right now. And while we're doing that, let me just take you to a site that we've installed a chatbot on just here. There we go. That's it. Okay, so it looks like most of you have already got a FastBots account. And for those of you that don't, then definitely go and get yourself a free one anyway. Just go to fastbots.ai and just sign up. You can try it. You can set up a new chatbot for free and run it for free at the moment as well. So you don't even need to pay for it to be able to test this stuff out. And so there we are. Looks like 69% of you do already have an account and the rest of you don't. That's fine. And then, so here we are with a chatbot. So those of you that already have a chatbot, one thing I wanted to draw your attention to is recently we have improved the way that you can display your bot, because half the battle of actually getting that lead initially is to attract the user's attention to the fact you even have a chatbot. Now, previously, the chatbot bubble is all we had, and it was quite small, actually, in my opinion. So we've added a whole load of extra features now in the appearance section. And if you haven't been in there for a while, I strongly recommend you go in now and make your chatbot more visible. That's the first thing you want to be doing to try and attract people's attention to it, that it's there, they notice it, and then they use it and you get the lead. So here's the settings. Let's just go over a few of the different appearance settings that we've introduced. So style-wise, you can color all of the chat window just the way you want. Almost every single element of the chat window is now yours to choose. You can do solid colors. You can do gradients, as you can see just here. You can do whatever you want to. You can even choose the direction of the gradient. We've really gone to town on it. And you can see here, this one's probably the most important one. If you do one thing and one thing only. Use this. This is the slider. You can see the chatbot bubble there is just getting bigger and smaller. I think it was about that level standard and has been for like 2 years. So now you've got this extra control where you can make it much bigger and much more visible on the website. And I strongly recommend that you do that. Next up, we did some other things to kind of make sure that people see it. And we've added animations. It makes a sound of your choice when someone clicks on the page. But what you also want is to use these animations because they're not annoying. They're not, too distracting that you just want to get rid of them. And once somebody's opened that chat window, they stop working. So they won't keep bothering the person, use us. We just kind of give them a gentle nudge. You can see this one here. This one's using wobble. There's like pulse like that. So it kind of grows. There's zoom just here. They're all fairly mild. I think the most, that's quite a nice one there. Look at that. There you go. Just a nice little gentle fade in there. So it won't distract from the content on your site and your messaging. I think the most dramatic one is probably this earthquake, which is quite cool. But again, it'll only do that for so long. So that's the new coloring that you can do. You can color the top bar. You can do everything like that. But the most important thing is to get people's attention, and that's how you do it. You do also have the option to use a bar shape as well now. This is also new, and you can control the width of that bar as well to get people's attention. How big do you want it? If you have it quite big, it means you can put in a really nice message just here like that, and you've got lots of room to do it, which is useful too. And then you can just slide it to make it fit. And we still have animations for the actual bar as well, but they're just slightly different because obviously we can't do the exact same animations, but you can still use this to draw people's attention to it. Look, as you can see, we've got a nice little shimmer there. If we go to the site now, look at this. Here we go. Refresh the page. There you go. You've got your chatbot just down the bottom there like that. So that looks really quite nice too, doesn't it? And it's sure to, if someone's scrolling here, that definitely catches your eye. But now we've opened it. That's it. It won't bug us anymore. So really like those new features. And I think you should definitely jump in here like straight away and start making your bot work harder for you if you have one. And if you haven't, then you know exactly where to come now. When you do set up your chatbot, you come into the appearance section, which is just on the left here. And this is also the same section that we're going to start collecting leads. At the moment, most people will just leave your website without doing a single thing. So it's your job to try and attract their attention, to stop them and get their contact details. That's so important because they're just going to press back and gone. Now, if you manage to get them as a lead, and I'm going to show you how to do that in just a second with FastBots, now you can do whatever you need to do with them. So with the lead system, we're going to kind of go backwards a little bit here. The leads will come into your section here like this. And then you can have them automatically email to you and your team. You can put in multiple email addresses here, separated with commas. So they go straight to the right person and immediately to contact that person. Or you may want to send any inbound leads that come in automatically into a CRM like HubSpot or ActiveCampaign or MailChimp or any of those CRMs you want, as long as they're connected to Zapier. And Zapier connects to like 7,000 apps now, I believe. So it should be no problem. If you're using any major CRM, it'll be there. And then all the leads will go into there. And from there, of course, you can put them into automated email sequences, which is something we do at FastBots ourselves with our inbound leads. And the conversion rate for that is fantastic. So it's really worth doing. These are people who have shown an interest, a real interest in whatever it is your service or business is. And now it's your job to sell them your product or service. And if you get them into your CRM with an automated email campaign, for example, or an immediate phone call, you are going to make more sales. Simple as that. So that's where the leads will come. If you want to, you can always select them like this and just click export. And then you can export them as a CSV, text, or JSON. And if you want to go and look at each individual one, you can do that. So you can, we're going to show you in a moment, but you can have extra details, not just their name and email. And then also you can see the chat that took place, where that email came in, like this. And then you can also just resend the email to anyone who is here, just in case they missed it for some reason. Then you can just resend it straight away. So a nice simple dashboard. And obviously at the top here, you can choose the dates for which you want to see the leads as well. And also search for the leads too by anything that was in the message, anything that was in the email, or the name. So that's good. And then now let's go to actually how we can make the leads come in with a chatbot. So let me just go on to chat here a second. If you've got any questions as we go along, by the way, there is a Q&A section. You can ask a question in the chat window down the bottom right. I'll go through them all afterwards, so there'll be no problem there. So as you scroll down here through the appearance settings, you get to lead collection right here. And you need to just switch that on like that. And now you'll see what the lead form is going to look like for your users. And we've got control over how that looks as well. Down here in the appearance settings, it will use these kind of settings here. So you can, adjust the button color, everything you want to make it look really nice. And then we'll start from here. So you get to choose what content you would like to be asked for by the person. Name and email is the classic, because then they're in your list. And then you can also add phone number to that as well if you want to. There you go. You can see it appears. And you can make it required or not required. Same for these as well. So I think you probably want to make their name and email required as standard, but for some, some people may not. And those two there are the most important because they will appear in your lead section just here. They will appear here, name and email. So that's why we have those there. And then here you can have just like a standard message that they're able to go and enter their own stuff in there, whatever they want to put in. And again, you can make that required as well. It's up to you. But underneath that, let me just switch that one off. Oh, and you can also change the order of these as well by dragging and dropping, which is cool. But just here, you're going to see add custom field. So what if you need to know something from the customer that is, not going to be in any of these fields? Well, all you do is just click add, name it. So we'll just say car type for this example. What type of information is it? Is it just text, an email, a phone, or a text area being a bigger area of text? I'm going to put text. Whether that's required or not, I'm going to take the phone number out just there. And then you get to choose what is said after they've filled out that form. So I've just put thank you there, but you can fully change that over. And then we can just click save. And that's the lead form set up. But now, how do you make it appear? Well, this is the method just here. We can tick this little box and you can see it says user must complete the lead form to start a chat. Now, this is the way that we get so many leads at FastBots because, it's quite normal, even if you were speaking to somebody on live chat, for example, on, a big insurance company or something with tons of agents, it's quite normal that you would put in your name and email address before you begin a chat. So there's no problem with doing that. So you can just go ahead and select that little box there. And then now it won't be using any triggers. And I'm going to show you about the triggers next. So that is the default method now that it will use to collect leads. So we'll just come along to the website. If I refresh the page now, here we go. So I want to start a chat. Now I have to complete these details here. So I'll just put Jason test. There we go. And then I'll put the car type as Tesla. And then now I get to start the chat. And now I can just carry on and just start asking the usual things just here, and it will work great. But that lead has now appeared. If we just refresh this page, straight into here. And then obviously if this was a lead or whatever, an important lead, it would be sent straight away by email to you or your team. So that works great. Now, another kind of more clever way of getting that lead form to appear is just down here. you can have the lead form appear after so many messages have taken place. So if I set it to 2 now and just click save, and we go back to car subscriber, let's start a new chat. I'll just clear this one off. Let's just click clear. So that's like a new one now. I'll just start the chat going. And there you go. So we've got 2 messages, mine and then the response from the chatbot. So now it's presented me with that lead form. And then obviously you do have just here, you can change this text as well if you want to make it more appropriate for the lead form appearing. So that's the other way of doing it. And that works good. Or you can use the advanced keyword triggers. And this is really, really useful. So here, if my message includes a certain keyword, then it will present me with the lead form. So if, for example, if I said something like, can you give me a quote? And quote was the keyword that I was looking for to present them with that lead form. I can just click, I can have quote in there and put, if the user message contains that word quote, then show the lead form. And you can also do the bot message too. So if the bot says something, then you can make it also present the lead form, or both the bot and the user message as well. So there you go. You've got a load of different options there. And down the bottom here, you can have a default backup trigger. So if they never end up saying the word quote, that's fine. We can still show the form after a given number of messages. Or we can just say, don't display the lead form at any point unless they say that magic word of quote. So it's a pretty cool system with a lot of flexibility. You can add multiple keywords here, and you can change it from or and. So they need to say 2 different keywords. But we'll just keep it simple for now, and we'll just say quote. And then I'll put, we don't show the form. And then I'm just going to save those changes just here. And then now let's just go and check that out and get that going. So I'll clear the chat and we'll just do a random chat just here. And then I'm just going to say, can you give me a quote for a new Tesla? Now, it may, oh, there we go. There we go. It's done that there. Maybe it's looking for more words or I spelt it wrong. There we go. There we go. Yeah. So I think it was set to another amount of messages. But there you go. So it's just presented us with the form now because it's seen that word. And that's what you can do with your chatbots. If you want to kind of put that lead form into the conversation naturally, then there's a lot of different ways to do it. And that's probably the best one is with the keywords. And so you can also choose, just scrolling down just here, whether to switch the lead form on and off completely. You don't have to have it on because there is another way to collect leads, although this isn't quite as clean cut as the methods that I've shown you because we won't be presenting them with a lead form. So what you can do is you can actually go to your Tune AI section just here. And within this, the actual AI instruction prompt, you can go ahead and say to them or get the chatbot to ask them for their name and email address during the chat. And then, so if I was to do that, let me just say, make sure you ask the user for their name and email address as soon as the chat starts. There we go. Let's put this right at the top of this prompt. There we go. Save those changes. And now we should be able to get it to ask us for the name and email. If I just clear this chat, there we go. And now I'll just start using it. I think we saved everything, didn't we? There we go. Could you please provide your name and email address so I can assist you further? And then obviously the person will put in their details, and that is then recorded in the chat history. So if I will actually just do that. I'll just put Jason. I'm going to put Jason, j@test.com. Whoops. There we go. So I'll just put that into the chat. And then I'm happy. I'm finished. That's fine. And then you can see now that it's also using my name within its responses, which is nice. So thank you, Jason. It's put just there. So that's really good. It makes it feel very natural doing it that way without the form. But there is a caveat with that, is obviously it won't come into this lead section, but it will come into your chat history. So it will be right there, and you can see it just here. There you go. So you can, there it is, just there. Let me just zoom in. So there's the name and email right there. And these chats can also be automatically sent to you as well, just in the same way that the leads can. So if we go to the chat history, you can see up here, you can go ahead and configure all the email addresses you would like to have the chat sent to. And you can even translate them as well. If you're getting a lot of global people who write in their own language, which we do at FastBots all the time, then you could also translate those messages before they even come through to you, which is really good. But so there's two different ways that you can do it. Now there are some clever ways that you can get the email and name out of there using Zapier, but you'd have to be pretty familiar with Zapier to do that. But Zapier has a parser. So what that means is you will send the emails here straight to Zapier, and Zapier will scan that conversation and it will pluck out their name and email address for you and then send them on to your particular CRM like HubSpot, MailChimp, ActiveCampaign, and so on, get response. So you can do it that way as well. Maybe later on, we might bring out a feature where we automatically do that and put them into the leads for you. Because I must admit, I do quite like that way of asking for their name and email, because it is quite subtle and natural and conversational. And that's, what we're all about. So we may do that, but there is a way to do it at the moment using Zapier. I've done it myself, so it works very, very well. A question from Jennifer: is there a bot for Facebook? Yes, there is. Just down here in integrations, you can go ahead and link up with Messenger. So what this does is you connect it to a page. So if I just click on settings, you can see here's a load of pages that I have, lots of different pages. I can just say, okay, I'm going to assign this one here. So this page name is car subscriber. That's my Facebook page for this bot. I have now assigned this chatbot to there. You can see it says unassigned now. And now it will reply to any inbound page messages on Facebook, and also even the comments as well. You can get it to reply to that too. So yeah, pretty good. Let me just, I haven't actually tested it on this chatbot. Let me just see if I can get Facebook up and see if we can give you a live demo of that actually working. Here we go. So there it is. There it is. Let's make sure it's still connected up. If I go to this one here now, let's get that up. So yeah, if we in theory, if we use this now, it should connect to that particular chatbot. There you go. You can see the messages. There you go. It's just doing that now. No problem. Hello, may I have your name and email address to assist further? So, and that works really well. No problem. So yes, you can connect to obviously that, but also a load of other things too. So your chatbot, I highly encourage you to go and connect it up to pretty much everything you have in the way of social media for your business, at least. Like Instagram as well. You can do the same with Instagram. You can reply to just messages on there, not comments. That feature is coming, but it will reply to all inbound messages as well. And then there's Zapier AI Actions. Now, the Zapier AI Actions give you a massive, massive amount of flexibility and features with your bot in one hit. Long story short, with Zapier AI Actions, it enables your chatbot to use tools, lots and lots of tools. In other words, it can connect your bot to other platforms. So, for example, if you wanted to, you could quite easily connect it straight through to like a spreadsheet or to another bit of software, and it can reference that, find information out from that software, and then present the answer back to the user. For Shopify users, for example, it's great for looking up a order number from a customer and then giving them the details of their order and the status of their order. So it can connect to all the other platforms you know and use with Zapier AI Action. So really, really good. Ruth, you mentioned about paying for Zapier. You're right. They do a paid account, but they do a free account. And I think off the top of my head, you'd have to go and look at this. But I think you can do like 100 tasks a month for free. So in the case of like sending a lead, for example, from here straight through to HubSpot or whatever, you could do 100 for free every month, which for a lot of businesses, that's enough. It depends on your business. If it's super busy and you're getting hundreds and hundreds of leads a month, then a small Zapier subscription should not be an issue at all anyway. So that's really cool. Then let's have a look at this question here. How to stop the bot if I want to reply to a specific customer? Well, that Milka, you've mentioned there how to stop the chatbot if you want to reply to a specific customer. Well, you can't really do that. I mean, the chats are automated and going on, at 24 hours a day. So unless you're there watching all of those chats take place. But what you can do is when you are available, you can go to live chat and you can activate that and let customers speak to a human. So that's another really, really good feature that was requested a lot. You can enable live chat like this. You put in your hours of availability. And when someone's having a problem and they cannot answer a question, or your chatbot is just saying, I don't know, sorry, I can't help you, then we will then ask them the question, would you like to speak to a live person, a real human being? And then you'll get a notification through here. And then you can chat away with your website visitor live. So that is a useful feature. Only works on the website, mind you, not through like Facebook and everything else. Milka, you've also asked, how do you make the answers shorter? That is all right here in this section. If you want to, have it give short answers, simply tell it. I want you to respond to questions with no more than like one paragraph, or keep your answers short and relevant. Because I know what you mean. Some of the language models like, ChatGPT and so on, they do give big responses, more than perhaps sometimes you would want. So you can just tell it. This AI instruction prompt area is so important because it gets the bot working the way that you want, speaking the way you want. And as I've always said on these webinars, you need to write in here what you want in the same way that you would talk to an employee if they were manning that chat live. So you would say to them, don't type out a massive load of text and respond. You would say to them, keep your responses short, friendly, conversational, get the customer details, put it all in here and it will do it. Very, very clever. And it's getting cleverer by the day. So next question, anybody? Okay, yes. Now, Francisco, hi, how you doing? What's the best way to export all of the questions and answers received? So let's go over to the chatbot over here. So first of all, your chat history, obviously you can export that. So you can just select it, export it, and then you've got CSV, which is perfect for Excel. JSON is more it's a structured data, they call that, and that can be used in other software platforms, but that's the easiest way. And then over here, the Q&A section. So guys, the Q&A section is really, really useful. If you're on a paid plan, not the free plan, we can actually have these automatically populated. So for example, if we go to Tune AI, just down the bottom here, you can see it says, apologies, I do not have that information. Anytime our chatbot knows that that sentence has been used because the bot didn't know the answer, it will automatically put the question right here that the user asked. And then you'll see this. Sorry, let me just get rid of that. You'll see the standard response here like this. Apologies, I do not have the information. Well, you could again be notified about this just here, and then you will basically get an email saying there's been a question that hasn't been answered by your chatbot. You can come straight in here, and then you can put the correct answer like that, and then save it. And that's it. The next time that somebody asks that question, the bot will know the answer. And of course, the more you do this, the better your chatbot gets. It just keeps getting better and better and better and better. And in fact, in FastBots, we've literally got thousands of questions that were asked that were not covered by the website. I mean, it's amazing the questions that come up, and you'll probably find the same too. So they'll start to appear, in that Q&A, they'll start to build up, and then you can delete them or you can export them. So if we go over to FastBots for just one moment and we go to our Q&A, which, like I said, is insanely big. We're talking thousands and thousands and thousands of questions here that we've been asking. And then in the draft section here, you can see there's quite a few there that we've got to go through now and sort out and answer, straight away. So here's one I just saw. I can't sign up to Stripe. Well, that's nothing to do with us at all whatsoever. So I'm not really sure why they're doing that. So for that one, we just click delete. But someone else here has said, can I use Bailsy for integration? Well, we would have to put a better answer than I'm not sure about that. So I would just be putting in, something like, no, not at this time. Sorry. But you can export all of these. So you can see I've selected them all there. I can delete them or I can export them. And if you export them, you get them in a CSV, and then you can open them up into Excel and just rapidly go through them all and delete all the ones you don't want. Really nice and clean and easy. And then you can import them back in. So just up here, you can see it says import. So you just re-import them back in with all of the correct answers, and they'll all just get indexed straight away. And then now your bot will just be better and better and better and better. And obviously that's the goal, is to make the bot indispensable to your business so that it can just give as much value as it can. Any more questions, guys? What's the best way to export? Yep, we've done that one. Hi, everybody here. What's the fastest way to correct a wrong answer or knowledge from the bot? So the best thing to do there is to find out where it got that information from. The bot does not make up things. So it may be that in your links, in your data here, you might have some old information that it's getting it from. So maybe that page that you've got indexed is out of date and it's got that old information on, but you're going to have to either go ahead and delete it, or if you've updated the page now, but you indexed it in your chatbot like 6 months ago, you just press this up here where it says retrain. Again, this is for paid plans only. And then you just click retrain. And what it will do is just go and visit that page, grab all the content and put it back. So it'll update it for you and keep your bot relevant. So that's the best way. You've got to find out where that incorrect information came from. And now if you're using something like this, because as you may know, you don't just have to use your uploaded information. We can also use ChatGPT's knowledge, and we can also use the internet as well to go and get current information like weather or something, ticket availability, all of that kind of stuff. Well, if it's saying something that you don't want it to, then again, you can prompt it out. Just come over to here and just, correct it. Or a real nice, quick and easy method is just to dump in the correct answer in here as well. So this is the text area just here. And that's a really quick and easy way to just dump in some fast information and to correct it. Okay, guys, I think that is probably the questions covered, unless you've got some more for me, which I'm more than happy to answer. So now you're hopefully a lot clearer on how you can use our chatbot to go ahead and start collecting leads on your site now. You're also clearer on, why we should increase the size of the chat bubble here and go ahead and, give it some animation to draw people's attention. Honestly, since we did that on our own chatbot, we've seen at least a 10 to 15% increase in the number of people using the chatbot, which is huge. That's brilliant, because it means people, are no longer just visiting your site and then not having the information they needed and then leaving. So bear that in mind, everybody. Jill, you mentioned, is there a manual guide? Yes, I suppose there is. Really, you have access up here. If you go to your bot, actually, don't know if we put it in here. Let me just click support a second. Yeah, no. Okay, so yeah, if you go to help.fastbots.ai, you come to this, and this is like the place to find out all the information that you need about the platform. I think this video here, this was only done a couple of weeks ago, so it's really relevant. This is a complete setup guide for the platform where we talk you through setting up a brand new bot. So there's loads of information in there, but it's very, very quick and easy to set up. And then for anything specific that you want to do, so say you wanted to go and link up to Facebook, just like I did just now, you can just go here and then just follow the guide. It tells you exactly what to do. So there's literally, I think, getting on for 100 different tutorials here about every single aspect of the platform. And it's just, step by step. You can also ask our chatbot as well. Like just now, when we went to support, you see there's a chatbot here on the left. You could ask it as well, and it will send you in the right direction. If for any reason you can't get the answer or you've got some kind of issue, then you can just fill out this form just here on the right, and that will go through to our human support team. And then we'll look at that the same day and try and solve your problem for you. So, yep, we're pretty fast at that. Pauline, you mentioned with regards to the lead keywords, how many can you add? Good question. I actually don't know, is that God's honest truth, but I would imagine quite a few. Maybe, oh, there you go. Yeah, so you can add 1, 2, 3, 4. You can have 5 different keywords, which should do the job, I would think, for most people. We've never been asked for more, put it like that. Okay, everybody. Has anybody got any more questions for me about how you can use the platform for leads and also for anything else at all? Is anybody having any problems at all at the moment that I can help with while I'm here? Just let me know in chat. You can just put it in as a message or as a Q&A. I don't mind. It will just come through to me. And I just want to draw your attention as well, if you haven't seen these already, at FastBots at the moment, we've just been doing some really interesting case studies. If we just go to those just now, just here, there you go. There you go. There's some really interesting case studies here. If you're interested in learning how other people, other customers around the world are using FastBots to really help their businesses. And some of these are a really interesting read. Find a business that's kind of similar to yours in the same niche, and then just go and have a little read. And even some of the others. I mean, these guys here, Let's Hibachi, for example, a fantastic business they've got where they'll send like a chef round to your house and do the hibachi cooking in 30 cities around the world. Well, FastBot's been doing a great job for these guys as well in dealing with all of the inquiries, and it's been rapidly getting back to people at all hours, and they've literally stopped missing some bookings because of that. So it's been, really, really good. Okay. Oh, there's another question just coming from Neo. How do the bots perform in other languages, such as Afrikaans? Good question. Well, you can get the chatbot to take in content in any language. And then also it can speak in any language. And just in case you didn't know, again, in the Tune AI section, I think we may actually put a new setting in here for languages, the language that you would like your chatbot to speak or talk in. But you can just say it. So if you wanted to here, you can just put, communicate with website visitors in Afrikaans and any other language, French, German, Italian, whatever you want. Or you can do what we do with our chatbot and just say that, you are multilingual. And if somebody speaks to you in this language, then go ahead and reply back in that language. Because we get a lot of people using our bots. You can see even in the UK, we get people speaking in a foreign language. So like here's one, there's a Lithuanian question just here. With the platform, you can select any of these conversations. You just click translate. And then, seconds later, it will have done the job and translated that conversation that we have no idea what on earth it was about. And then if we just go here, there you go. You can see it all in English now. So really nice and clear. Okay, then, guys. So that's how you control languages with a platform. You just put it in the prompt basically here. But as far as I know, I mean, we have people, like I say, all over the world using our systems, and it is able to understand your website, your documents in any language, which is brilliant. And then also communicate in any other language. So very, very clever stuff. All right. Well, I think that's probably it for this short training session on leads. I hope you've enjoyed it. I am very grateful for you all coming. Thank you ever so much. And we've got loads of exciting stuff for 2026 for the platform. Big plans, and they're already in motion. So stick with us. There's good stuff coming. Also, a quick reminder that there's also a roadmap if you have your own ideas. If we go to roadmap, there you go. You've got loads of things here that we've already got in progress and everything. You can see our roadmap as it is, what's planned, what's been done, and so on. But more importantly, you can go ahead and you can add your own. You just click join now, and then it's free, and you can submit your own ideas, and then other users can vote on them. And then obviously, the more people that vote on them, the more likely we are to get them done for you. So yeah, I want to wish you all a fantastic Christmas time, or nice time off. Thank you ever so much for being part of FastBots. I really appreciate every single one of you. I love this business. I love software, and I'm really determined to make our platform the best possible for you. You guys are my motivation. All right then, have a great one, and a lovely seeing you all. Speak to you soon. Take care.